If we can, to New England, Newton, Massachusetts. You're on.
Hi, thank you very much. I'd like to ask Chris Hitchens two questions. And by the way, he's not a snit. He writes very insightful comments in his Nation column. My two questions are, do the British election results reflect the continuation of an irreparable North-South division in the country? And will the fact that Mrs. Thatcher failed to gain a majority, only a plurality, increase the demands from the Alliance and the Labour Party for electoral reform, away from single-member districts to proportional representation? Thank you.
North-South divides certainly become the great emerging theme of British demography, and obviously a glance at the map makes it very dramatic. An old friend of mine won a seat last night for the first time, a Labour seat in Sunderland, which is a declining shipbuilding town on the northeast coast. The Conservative candidate in Sunderland didn't hold his deposit, which means he got basically 1,000 votes in the whole town. And my friend Chris Mullin, former editor of Tribune, and the man to watch, by the way, increased the Labour majority in Sunderland by something like 18%. Now, those votes might as well not have been cast. This is just a working-class town that wouldn't vote Tory to save its life, but where those votes simply go to elect one more MP. If there was proportional representation, you'd get a quite different spread of votes and seats across the country. And I do think that given now that Scotland and Wales hardly elect anyone for the governing party, which has more or less supreme power in the chamber, and that the third party has not got seats in proportion to its vote at all, does strengthen the case for proportional representation on rational grounds. Unfortunately, there's something in the British temper, which I don't totally disagree with, that's against the idea of fudging the choice, that quite wants to have a clear winner and a clear outcome and a clear decision-making choice, and that will never take the Italian option of a bunch of small parties who, after the election, then get together and fix it in smoke-filled rooms, no more democratic. So though it's fair to say that on the extreme left, Arthur Scargill of the Miners' Union is for proportional representation, and on the centre-right, people like Roy Jenkins are for it, that it still just doesn't kindle a fire in the national psyche, mixing the metaphor. See what I mean?